So today, the mysterious Dyatlov Pass incident. Here is where we are going to start unraveling the truth about this mystery. Welcome back, fellow adventurers. Today, we embark on a journey into the chilling mystery that has perplexed the world for decades. The Dyatlov Pass incident. Join me as we delve into the eerie details and attempt to uncover the truth behind this enigmatic event. Grab your hiking gear and let's get started. Okay, so picture this. It's the winter of 1959, and a group of 9 experienced hikers sets out on a treacherous expedition in the Ural Mountains of Russia. Little did they know that this would be their final adventure. So let's get some background information. To understand the Dyatlov Pass incident, we must first familiarize ourselves with the key players. Okay, so our group of hikers was led by Igor Dyatlov. He was made up of skilled mountaineers and students from the Ural Polytechnical Institute. These individuals were no strangers to extreme conditions, making their fate all the more perplexing. As the hikers pressed forward into the cold wilderness on January 27, everything seemed ordinary. On January 28, one member, Yuri Yudin, who had several health issues, he decided to turn back, due to knees and joint pain. Basically being unable to go on the hike further. Okay, so the remaining 9 hikers, they decided to continue on the track. However, several days later, an unexpected tragedy struck. Search parties were sent out when the group failed to report back. What they discovered would send shockwaves through the world. The search party stumbled upon an abandoned campsite. The tents were torn from the inside as if the occupants were in a frantic rush to escape. Personal belongings, including shoes and warm clothing, were left. Something very terrifying clearly happened to them. So the authority found diaries and cameras around the campsite, and this made it possible to track the group's route up to the day preceding the incident. On 31st January, the group arrived at the edge of a highland area, and they began to prepare for climbing in a wooded valley. They cached surplus food and equipment that would be used for the trip back. The next day, the hikers started to move through the pass. It seems they planned to get over the pass and make camp for the next night on the opposite side. But because of worsening weather conditions, snowstorms and decreasing visibility, they lost their direction and deviated west toward the top of Kholat Sayakal. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. That is when they realized their mistakes. The group decided to set up camp there on the slope of the mountain, rather than to move the 1.5 kilometers downhill to a forested area that would have offered some shelter from the weather. Yudin speculated Dyatlov probably did not want to lose the altitude that they have gained, or decided to practice camping on the mountain slope. As investigators began to piece together the events, they found footprints leading away from the camp. Strangely, some of the footprints were barefoot, suggesting that the hikers had fled without proper protection from the freezing temperatures outside. What could have possibly driven them to abandon their camp in such a haste? So now we get to the mysterious deaths. The true horror awaited investigators when they found the lifeless bodies of the hikers scattered in the snow. Soviet authorities determined that 6 of them died from hypothermia, while the other 3 had been killed by physical trauma. One victim had major skull damage, 2 had severe chest trauma, and another had a small crack in his skull. Now we get to the 4 other bodies. They were found lying in running water in a creek, and 3 of these 4 had damaged soft tissue of the head and face. 2 of the bodies had missing eyes, 1 had a missing tongue, and 1 had missing eyebrows. How could these experienced hikers meet such a gruesome end? So over the years, numerous theories and speculations has emerged, each attempting to shed some sort of light on the mysterious event at Dyatlov Pass. Was it an avalanche, or a military accident, or perhaps an encounter with extraterrestrial beings? We'll explore the most popular hypothesis and examine the evidence behind them. The first and last theory, as of 2021, suggests that a sudden avalanche could have triggered the hikers' panic. But were the conditions right for an avalanche to occur? We'll delve into the weather reports and analyze and evaluate this possibility. The location of the incident did not have any obvious signs of an avalanche having taken place. An avalanche would have left certain patterns and debris distributed over a wide area. An analysis of the terrain and the slope showed that even if there could have been a very specific avalanche that found its way into the area, its path would have gone past the tent. The tent had collapsed from the side, but not in a horizontal direction. Footprint patterns leading away from the tent were inconsistent with someone, let alone a group of 9 people running in panic from either real or imagined danger. All the footprints leading away from the tent and towards the woods were consistent with individuals who were walking at a normal pace. Now coming to theory 2, the military involvement. Some speculate that the Soviet military played a role in the incident. Could the hikers have stumbled upon a top-secret military operation, prompting a violent response? We'll explore the historical context and consider the plausibility of this theory. In one speculation, the campsite fell within the path of a Soviet parachute mine exercise. This theory alleges that the hikers, woken by loud explosions, fled the tent in a shoeless panic and found themselves unable to return for supply retrieval. After some members froze to death attempting to endure the bombardment, others commandeered their clothing only to be fatally injured by subsequent parachute mine concussions. There are indeed records of parachute mines being tested by the Soviet military in the area around the time the hikers were there. Parachute mines detonate while still in the air rather than upon striking the Earth's surface, and this produces a signature injury similar to those experienced by the hikers. Heavy internal damage with relatively little external trauma. The theory coincides with reported sightings of glowing orange orbs floating or falling in the sky within the general vicinity of the hikers and allegedly photographed by them, potentially military aircraft or descending parachute mines. A similar theory also alleges the testing of radiological weapons and is based partly on the discovery of radioactivity on some of the clothing, as well as the descriptions of the bodies by relatives as having orange skin and grey hair. However, radioactive dispersals would have affected all, not just some of the hikers, and equipment, and the skin and hair. Discoloration can be explained by a natural process of mummification. After 3 months of exposure to the cold and wind. Now, our last theory, I'm not going to get into too much details here because we all know the history behind them. Could it have been a Yeti or other cryptids? Could the infamous Yeti or another unknown creature or UFO be responsible for the deaths? Despite years of investigation, the Dyatlov Pass incidents remain shrouded in mystery. However, new technological advance and modern forensic techniques have given rise to fresh perspectives in 2021. A team of physicists and engineers led by Alexandra Pusrin and Yuan Gaumi, sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, published in Communications, Earth and Environment a new model that demonstrated how even a relatively small side of the snow slab on the colossal slope could cause tent damage and injuries consistent with those who suffered by the Dyatlov team. As we conclude our journey into the chilling depths of Dyatlov Pass incident, one thing remains certain: the case continues to captivate the imagination of those fascinated by unsolved mysteries. Whether the truth lies in natural disasters, human interference, or something else, like ooh, otherworldly, the Dyatlov Pass incident will forever haunt our collective consciousness. Join me next time as we embark on another thrilling exploration into the unknown. I will be covering the Flying Dutchman in my next video, which will be out next week, also on Sunday. So yeah, this is my first YouTube video. Yeah, I'm still like getting used to it. I don't like being so prim and proper, but you know, I'm learning the curve. Hopefully we can get some decorations up here. This wall is very bland. Like very bland. Okay, so please click like, subscribe, follow my other socials as we delve into the world known as Limitless.